Let's go. What's up, bro? We got a podcast in the metaverse, bro.
Yeah. Who knew that this is what it was all building up to through the entire first season? And now we are here kicking off season 2 with all of you guys, a live studio audience.
Let's go. Every Tuesday.
A podcast. We didn't even know what was happening. We were 15 episodes into this.
It seems to be helping and impacting a lot of people. We'll see you every Tuesday on the Well Metaverse podcast. Peace.
Easy. I don't know why I chuck deuces. Like I don't chuck deuces. What was that?
Oh,
What's up?
what's happening?
Man, good things. Good things indeed. How you doing?
Bro, I am, hold on, I dropped the cord. Dude, something just happened to me that doesn't happen quite often to most of us human beings. And funny thing, man, I ran out of gas this morning.
Oh no! and you're not talking about you just got tired. Oh yeah, man! Highway, surface streets.
No, in a coffee house parking lot that's less than a quarter mile away.
Oh no! From the church?
Yep, from the office.
So, big question: where's your car now?
Hold on. I can't. Hold on. I lost sound. Hold on.
I hear you. Good point.
All right, there we go.
All right. Sturm says, "Hey guys, how are we doing? Good to see you, Sturm."
And on top of that,
hey, Cobra.
What's up, Cobra?
Yeah. Over good things.
Yes.
Aztec says, "Good point. To stop going full speed to refuel." Hey, there we go.
So let me explain to this. Let me explain to you. So you know the old adage, your wife drives the great car and you drive the hoopty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So my wife would say, cut the crap, get you a new vehicle.
Uh-huh.
And I say, this vehicle is just fine. I will ride this vehicle until the wheels fall off. So my car, which is, I really do have a joy and just this probably an unhealthy affection towards this car that I don't want to let it go. It's an 03 Chevy Suburban. If you know anything about Chevy Suburbans, this is one of the best.
Okay.
This is one of the strongest out of that model. And I like my Chevy Suburban. And I said, when I get rid of it, I will take the driver's seat and I will put it in my office.
Really?
I'm gonna make, whenever my Suburban dies, the driver's seat will become an office chair for me. It's
that comfortable, huh?
I've done more national interviews on radio stations in that car, in that driver's seat. I've negotiated and done so many business deals in the driver's seat of that car. It's before I had all this set up. It was my preferred place to do interviews, and that car's been with. I would not let it go.
So how many miles are we talking here? Like
we're talking about 287,000.
Oh, 287.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. So now, what's happening with the car is the fuel gauge. It has a mind of its own. Sometimes it'll say full tank, and then you get up the block and it'll say empty.
Dude,
So I pretty much judge it based off of when I filled it up last and everything.
just
So
kind of feel it out. And how's that working for you?
it normally works good. I've only run out of gas two times. Two times. One this morning. One this morning, and just a whole great set of circumstances why I ran out of fuel. And I'll tell you a little bit about this later on. But my parents are in town. My parents surprised me. They surprised me Sunday.
Really?
Sunday was my 1 year anniversary.
Man, it's been a year already?
It's been a year, man.
Wow.
So I did we did this. They did this video tribute of people who were. My wife contacted some folks. She didn't contact you. I got a rebuke coming her way. I'm just playing.
I was just about to side with Terry too and be like, she's right on the card thing.
So she got a few people that I've done stuff with to make a video. My parents were one of those. So we got two services. So first service, they played the tribute video. Congratulations. My parents like, man, we love you. We're proud of you. Sorry we can't be there. But then when the second service happened and they're rolling the video, and I'm in deeper reflection now because I've seen it once, paying close attention to the words, thinking about them. My parents are on the screen and I look up and walks my parents, bro. And man,
awesome.
You talking about the shock of my life. Man, they say I squealed like a little girl. Yeah. And man, and I just started crying, dude. I was overwhelmed. So my parents are in town, so I was driving around with them last night. Well, my dad, we were making some runs. And my wife and I don't know how you all do your budget. I know Renee's the CPA. So you just do whatever she says.
That's about right.
So we do the cash envelope budget system. So we have cash for this, cash for this, cash for this. Every month we just replenish the cash in that envelope for groceries, for gas. Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't have the cash envelope last night. Mm. So, and we're really making sure that we got two kids in college, that we're making sure that we're budgeting straight. So I'm like, I can fill up the tank, the $285 that it takes to fill up the Suburban. I can take it out this account and just put the cash back. But who wants to do all that, right? Who wants to handle cash and go into the bank? So I'll just put $15 in the Suburban and be good. Well,
yeah, that'll get you just about all the way from here to the coffee shop.
So I ended this meeting at the coffee spot, and I was like, all right, let me go do Metaverse. Jumped in the car, boom, and it's like, I'm staying here, buddy. You go ahead. Go tell Aaron I said hi, but you stay here. I'm so tired.
I'm so tired.
Need water. So all that happened, everybody. So it's now 12:08 Eastern time. All that happened at 5 minutes till the hour.
Wow. So how is your car still there at the coffee shop?
Well, it's next door at the chicken shop. It's called Raising Cane's. I don't know if y'all have those down there. There's this restaurant from California called Raising Cane's. They sell chicken tenders. Pretty awesome. So what's good, Jay Dunn? So it's still there. In fact, the manager and some people came out to help me push it, and I just jumped in the car. Yeah, feed me, Jason. Feed me.
Man, oh man. Yeah, that's sign the Suburban.
And I did all that to be with you all here. Just know that.
Well, let me just say it's good to see you. And there's a lot of things that jump out to me about that story. One, again, like I kind of hinted at earlier, I'm going to side with Terry on this. It might be time time for a new one there. Yeah. Although you're not yet quite at the spot where you could downsize from the Suburban, you still got to have all that, right?
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So everybody, they know about Raising Cane's. It's in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, Jay Dunn does, looks like. Terminator recommends maybe you get a Tesla.
Yeah, or a Prius. I think a Prius is even better.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll do well with the electric car, man. I don't think I'll do well.
Yeah.
My cell phone is probably on. It's 12 o'clock. My cell phone from this morning, and I have an iPhone 14. My cell phone is probably on 23%.
Really? And you unplugged it this morning?
Yeah, hold on.
Too fast.
Let me see. What's your percentage at?
And I'm pretty good.
Oh, I'm 68%.
Let's see. This is very exciting stuff, I'm sure.
Mama Bree, so Raising Cane's is in South Carolina.
It's pretty well full.
Yeah, but you also, I'm noticing that you're not in your typical spot.
You're right. I'm in Florida right now. Renee. Lolly's got a hybrid Prius, 52 to 56 miles per gallon. Wow.
Sheesh.
Intense. But I'm in Florida right now. Renee's company that she works for is having a big, kind of annual meeting thing down here. So they took over this resort, brought in about 1,500 accountants, and they're all hanging out. And I'm sitting here in the room doing some work, which is perfect for me. Although tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Thursday and Friday, we're going to sneak away over to Universal Studios and go pretend we're Harry Potter or something.
So you're in Orlando. You're in Orlando.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you have a resort view or a ocean view?
So we're at we're not on the ocean. It's a resort view, I guess.
So I had an event to do, and this resort that it was at, I just looked like I'm curious because my room was laid out. The average night at the hotel is $1,100.
Whoa! Wow, man!
So I walk into this resort and I'm like, "Ooh, Jason Earls has arrived, baby! Look at me! I'm here for 2 days. Not, everything paid for. I'm going to tell these jokes to these folks, and it's going to be amazing." So I checked in. I'm like, I'm going to see the view. They said, "Sir, we have you in a beautiful resort view." And I'm like, "Oh, even better, resort view." Dude, that is an elegant way of saying you can't see jack except for buildings.
Yeah. Here it's the view is great. It's great, but you're right though. If you got the option of the ocean view, you got to go with the ocean view.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's kind of a cool thing. Again, especially with COVID happening, and not everybody's getting together face to face, and she's got people at her company from all over the world. So to have everybody able to get together and connect, it's pretty cool. Getting things done says, so you swap places from how she was working while we were at Connect. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's exactly it. I told her she's getting even with me because I dragged her along to Connect. And she was sitting in the hotel room working the whole time when we were out partying, having fun. I mean, we connected here and there. She'd come down and hang out with the rest of us. But yeah.
So good.
So although when you start talking about that, you're talking about your parents coming into town. And of course, the theme for today, or the thing we call this, the DreamWorks, and I thought we could talk about teamwork. But to think about the teamwork that it must have taken to get that video together, and especially get your parents into town. Like, how many people were involved in that knew they were coming, that and kept it from you?
So it was actually, I don't know how many people. There was one family, husband and wife crew and their kids. They knew. My parents actually said they had been planning this for an entire year.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
So
optimism on day one to be like, all right, let's start planning for the 1 year anniversary.
yeah, and but what's funny is, so when from a business, I'll explain it to you. For those who don't know the church world, let me explain the church that I lead's organizational structure based off of the business world. So as the lead guy, you're like the CEO, and you have different departments who are VPs, and a VP oversees his or her particular area. The CEO may have some common knowledge of it, or some a high level view of what's going on, but not in the details. And at any time, a CEO might see something that he doesn't necessarily might agree with, and he'll talk to an individual. And if he's cast vision of what something should be like, and there's something that's out of order that the VPs may be hiding from him, he'll begin to make, or she'll begin to make calls. So there were these two reserved seats. And my personal policy is this: you can reserve a seat in church up until 10 minutes before church starts.
10 minutes before church starts?
You think that's too harsh?
Man, like, I'll tell you, I grew up in the Lutheran church, and like every seat might as well be reserved 10 minutes before, because nobody's even rolled in yet. and
Well,
the
I'm like,
first two rows, by the way, like, there might as well be thumbtacks on those seats, because nobody's sitting there.
the standard that I've set is, if you want to reserve seats for somebody, feel free to, but they need to be in that seat 15 minutes prior to the start.
Yeah, that's
At 10 minutes prior to, the seats will be released because people are trying to get in, and it's packed. It's just not fair to those who show up early to reserve seats for somebody who show up late, unless you pay extra, and we ain't doing that in the church.
so super funny here, and I don't mean to distract, but it's just too funny, because Renee and I flew Southwest down here,
Yeah.
and she booked her flight through work, and I booked mine direct, because I was paying for mine and work was paying for hers, and so we ended up in a different boarding spot,
Yeah.
and so I ended up boarding first, and grabbed a seat, and I talked to the stewardess, and I'm like, I'm gonna save this seat for my wife. She's boarding here in a minute, and she said, well, it's our policy that we don't get involved in seat disputes.
Yeah.
should they come up. The Southwest, like, you get first come first serve. You grab that spot, and
Yeah.
I picked out a pretty good one. So, like, I'm like, all right, this is for my wife, and she's like, yeah, our policy, and we engage at the point at which we have to call the police. Like, so if it gets, but then she leans down like this, and she says, but when somebody comes up, just say my wife will be right back. So, I don't know if anybody from your congregation is watching this right now. If it's 10 minutes and you want to say just, oh, they're going to be right back. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saving this seat. It's not that they haven't boarded yet. They had to run to the restroom.
Yeah, they're indisposed right now.
That's right. That's right. So that's a workaround there.
That's funny, man. So one of the ushers came to me, service is going on, and he said, these two, like just the row next to me, these two seats are reserved. Who are they for? And I said, man, take those seats down, man. take those reserve signs down. And one of the VPs, like the chairman of the board, he looks at me, him and his wife, they were like, and I was like, they were like, in other words, there's something we know you can call the shots, but there's something going on that we don't want you to know. There's somebody.
You're like, I'm vetoing this, and they're like, I'm sorry, but I'm vetoing your veto.
Exactly.
Like, hey, no,
Exactly.
I said beep beep. Yeah.
But as my good friend says, in the organization that he leads, we want to empower leaders and push others to the spotlight. So I know as CEO, as lead guy, I don't always have the spotlight. Need the spotlight. Neither do I always want it. I want others to lead. I want others to be empowered to run an area and lead others well. So with great leadership comes the ability to follow, knowing when to take control and leads, but also knowing when to like submit to those who you put in charge.
Yeah.
And so I said, my bad. Like, y'all go ahead, y'all do it. And I laughed about it.
Yeah.
And so then when my parents walked in, man, it was insane. I just hugged my parents and cried.
Oh man.
And one guy said this. He said, Jason, I learned so much watching you and your dad. He said, because I didn't grow up with a father. And to see you as a grown man and your dad as an older grown man embrace each other, and your dad rubbed you, a grown man's head. He rubbed your head like a little kid. But for you to embrace that, he said, it spoke volumes to me. So it was just good, man.
So that's to me, that's one of the really really valuable things about being involved with the church, is to see other families on display, to see the way that people are interacting and stuff. That's what actually Carl Mayhem says the church he attended as a child was wild and crazy. Those little old ladies put a blade on you for sitting in their favorite spot. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. You get to see family structures and dynamics, and the little old lady knifes someone.
Absolutely. Oh, she won't give you a piece of candy because you in her seat.
That's right.
I like what Ace says.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's would agree. Working in the sound booth, you never have to worry about finding a seat. Yeah.
That is facts.
Yeah.
One of the best seats in the house, working in the sound booth.
It is. Yeah, that's a good spot. Yeah, and you can almost be invisible. Like you can be in the sound booth and you're right in the middle of the action, but people are just like not paying attention to what's going on behind the curtain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Too funny, man. So that, man, it was an amazing weekend. And what's funny is, like you, I think a lot, you and I share this sentiment where we know that by divine design, we function in leadership roles, but we don't seek out the spotlight for ourselves. So it was difficult for me Sunday to be celebrated. It was, in fact, I had a meeting just to say, hey, I know it's my first year, but let's dumb it down. Let's not. I want to celebrate
leadership conference one time that I think is pretty applicable here, and it changed my perspective on that, because I too am somebody who has a little bit of a hard time being celebrated. But I heard this leader talking about it. Actually, he was a pastor, and he was talking about how people will come up and pay him compliments or celebrate some kind of accomplishment, and he said that was hard for him, and he would always reject it. But then he realized that he's doing that person, and again, he's in the context of being a pastor, so he's doing that person and his God a terrible disservice, because they're coming up and trying to present a gift,
Yeah.
and he's rejecting it. And he said what he does is he looks at those situations as collecting a flower, and then later that night he lays all those flowers down at the feet of his Lord.
Yeah.
So he's able to accept that, able to appreciate that, able to do the person paying the compliment, the the honor of
Right.
graciously receiving that. But then at the same time, he pays it forward. He passes it on, at the end of his day. So that's something that changed my perspective on that. It's okay.
Absolutely.
It's good to be celebrated. It's good to be appreciated and complimented.
Right. And I'm glad, to Aztec's point and to your point, I'm glad to have a group of strong leaders who aren't yes men and yes women, who just go along with what I'll say just because, but who can recognize that when the vetoer needs to be vetoed.
Right. And there is times though when people are like, "Hey, this, the vetoer needs to be vetoed," but then the vetoer can say, "No, there's something more happening here as well." Like,
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But again, it's what my leaders, a few of my leaders said this. We're honored by the fact that your character speaks to not want the spotlight. At the same time, one of my close friends said this. He said, your problem is you too humble.
Yeah.
And sometimes too, we can try to act humble. Like sometimes rejecting people from giving you the flowers could be a sense of pride.
Yeah.
So humility will cause you to put the pride aside and to sit and say, you know what? I'll keep my mouth shut and accept the flowers. And I had to realize this because one thing about me is I'm an encourager. I believe it's part of God's gifting to me. One of my primary divine designs is to be an encourager. It's a gift. And so there's this verse that says, man, if you got a gift, you gotta serve it as if God has given it himself. So since I'm an encourager, I don't encourage unintentionally. I use my encouragement like some poker cards. I play them very well. I don't just spew out I don't waste encouragements. That's a better way to say it.
Yeah.
And one day I was doing this team building project and everyone kept coming to me, encouraging me because some decisions I made caused us to win. And everybody was encouraging me on this team building effort. And I just kept like deferring, like, no, you listen, man, it's all of us. We're a team. And the facilitator who was watching this, he said, this was a great win for everyone. But sometimes you could be so into encouraging others that you reject other people from encouraging you. And it was if God used that brother right then and said, you know what? You know how much encouragement is from me because you give it to other people. But yet, when I want people to encourage you, you prevent them. So you're not allowing me to do what I want to do with them for you. You're causing me to shut up. And it was as if God said, shut up, you shut up, and listen to people encourage you.
Yeah.
And that really helped me change the trajectory of my interaction, because if you're going to empower others to lead, you have part of a leadership quality is to be able to encourage the works of another person. And if I'm preventing people from encouraging me, I'm preventing them from being great leaders.
Boy, that's quite the cycle there. But that's good, man. That's where it's at. I feel encouraged. You feel encouraged?
I do feel encouraged, man. Even in the midst of part of setting your pride aside is like realizing, like, you know what? Sometimes running out of gas is just part of life.
Right,
It's,
right. Yeah. Sometimes the Suburban runs out of gas.
yeah. You know how embarrassing that is in 2000. How tempting in
Well,
2023.
yeah, you didn't run out of gas in 2023. You ran out of gas in 2002. Like that. Man, there's
That's
been a
funny.
lot of technological changes in
Indeed.
that. Yeah. Oh, let's see what Corbin says here. It's like stone soup. The guy walks into the village with nothing, but tells the villager he wants to make soup with what he has. Stone. So the man goes to each villager and asks for different spices and herbs and ingredients. By the time he is done with the soup, he has a huge amount of soup that is edible without the stones.
That's
Good stuff.
great.
It takes a village to make the soup stone. Oh yeah, there's the payoff. There's the payoff. Oh yeah,
Well played, sir. Well played. Salute to you this
well
morning.
played. Yeah,
So
yep.
good. The dream works.
Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work.
What happened? I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't. All right. I can hear
Is it
you.
me?
I don't know. Hey, Lally,
I
we
can
got
I
you
can hear
out.
I can hear you, Aaron.
All right.
It's not me for a change, Jason. It's not me,
What
and I didn't
happened?
push any buttons.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
I'll be
Well,
right back.
all right. Jason's going to hop out and hop back in. We could hear Jason, but Lolly, why don't you tell us what's coming up at the
Sure.
Soapstone?
But before I tell you that, I just wanted to tell you that gas story. That's real true for me too. I drove a big UPS truck for a long time and always driving around, and I ran out of gas quite regularly. But I actually ran out of gas twice in the same day, so beat that one. But anyway,
Oh,
terrible.
so hold on though. You used to be a UPS driver?
No.
No.
In my own business, I drove my own UPS truck. It's a long, boring
Okay.
story.
All
But
right. All right. All right.
Jason's back now. Bye.
No, 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 no,
Oh,
ma'am. No, ma'am. I used to explain that, please.
Yeah.
well,
I would like to hear that.
okay. Well, I drove a lot. I even now, just one day a week, I drive probably 500 miles in that one day. But
Yeah.
I used to drive a lot, and yeah, so I was always paying not attention to my gas gauge. And diesel, it was a diesel, which is way worse because when they run out of gas, it is not
Come say
pretty.
hi.
Priming and all that stuff has to be done. So yeah,
Hey,
that's what happened twice in one day.
I'd like everybody to meet my booking coordinator, April.
Hey, April.
Hello, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
He
Good.
said, "How you doing?"
Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you.
All right. It's she probably can't hear me, but it's probably tough to keep you coordinated and on track.
He
Huh?
said it's probably tough to keep me all coordinated and all that stuff. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, welcome back, sir.
Thank you, dude. That is the strangest thing. It's like the sound just went out, kind of like gas. It just
Yeah.
disappeared.
Cal had some encouragement for you. Boomer tech troubles.
That is hysterical.
Yeah. Funny stuff. J Bag says, hey.
I do. Speaking of generations, man, here in our church, I'm always pushing. Hey, we've got 6 generations active, very well represented in our church. And so I did an event where every generation wore a different T-shirt.
You had one, or you were going to have
We
one?
we had one, dude. It was so cool. But what was funny was some Gen Xers were offended that I was in their age group. They're like, "What you doing? You're not a Gen Xer." I was like, I don't know whether to take that as a compliment
Yes.
or to be offended that you're upset that we're in the same generation, bro.
I could see some arguments coming out of that.
It was funny, man. And then imagine the Gen Zers who were upset, the Gen Zers who were in their mid-20s, who were upset that they were in the same generation as some 12 and 13-year-olds.
Oh, you're going to want to be on the kids' table over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, too funny, man.
yeah, that's funny stuff, man. So this is going to be a fun week. We actually yesterday and today had a lot of just cool meetings coming together. 2024, golly, and buckle up, everybody, because there's just going to be some really great things happening in 2024. There's really great things happening now. I'll tell you what, to be out of pocket and kind of away for a week and watch everybody step in. I was on a plane Sunday and we had our team meeting, and immediately on our layover, my flight got delayed, and I recognized quickly that I was going to not be able to make it for it.
Mm.
You know what? People still met and got together,
Yeah,
and like, we don't need you.
absolutely.
It was awesome. Teamwork makes the dream work. And I'll tell you, like, our lead team right now in the Soapstone, it's the strongest it's ever been. Like, we are connecting, we're clicking, bringing additional folks in as marquee hosts. I feel like we're positioned to be able to lead those shows into the next level. My relationship with Inspire Create Labs is great as we're looking ahead to next year. We're already working on stuff, and we're able to creatively like embrace stuff and accomplish things. It's incredible. The ad agency that I'm working with, David and Brooke, out of the bustling metropolis of Zeeland, Michigan.
Let's go.
They're knocking it out of the park. We got these Christmas events coming up, starting less than a week away. Monday the 18th, we got kickoff 2 weeks of Christmas party stuff. They've created, I think, almost 140 graphics over the last couple weeks, which
Wow.
includes new headshots that we took for a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So, like, to see Sensei Jay step in and take these headshots and then prep them for the design team, and then the design team to step in and create all these graphics around the 4 different image sizes that we need for each event, and create all these things, and then know that our team is going to step in and just execute these events with excellence. It's the dream is working, man. The dream is
Yes.
working.
It's man, it's this there's a verse that says hope deferred makes the heart sick. In other words, when you have this hope, this desire, and it gets tossed away, it doesn't come, is not met, it doesn't come true, it's depressing.
Mm.
And if that makes the heart sick, the opposite is true as well. Hope realized overjoys, makes the heart overjoyed, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I've felt that a lot. I'd say especially over this last month.
Yeah.
I've recognized hope realized, and it's brought joy to my heart. And it's this community, this team, this platform, this technology, like, all of it is coming together and gelling in ways that I had only hoped for. Man, good things are happening and great things are ahead.
I was at an event and a friend called me just frustrated and just looking for some advice on what to do with this thing that would look like it had some legs. And I just remember the frustration, the burden of having a glimpse of hope but yet that hope was being attacked.
Mm.
And we sat and talked, and looking at that friend's face today, talking about the dream realized, going back to that very moment when we were on the phone strategizing
Mm.
of what
I
could
didn't know you
be.
were talking about me.
Man, just the frustration, the pain, the heaviness in your voice on that phone call. And we knowing like, okay, this thing can be, I mean, and we weren't even talking about what a team looks like,
Yeah.
what empowering leaders look like. It was just this baby of the soapstone, or this comedy club, this virtual space that is picking up traction, that has this major potential. And dude, to see what it's become now, to just looking at the team that's arrived from here, looking at the Lolly D, the Calls, the J Bags, the Kimberly Ann's, the Mama Breeze. I mean, man, the list goes on and on and on. The Sturminators. I mean, man, the Sensei J. I mean, man, you can just go on and on and on of how, dude, one or two decisions, Aaron, or you just seeking wisdom out, and what the dream could have become. It could have been, as Langston says, it could have dried up like some old meat, like a raisin in the sun, dude. But yet you sought out wisdom. You didn't hold it to yourself, but you saw and allowed others to speak in, and you outweighed the wisdom. And look at what we became. Well done, my friend. Well done.
Thanks. I think the important thing to take away from that is you said the word raisin, and that reminds me that I just saw somebody post that beef jerky is just cow raisins.
I thought you were gonna say, speaking of raisins, I consumed a lot, and I gotta end this broadcast right now.
No,
Yeah.
I appreciate that, my friend. That's I will accept those flowers and celebrate that and yeah, it's and again, like, you do have the gift of being an encourager, and I have been encouraged in dark times. I have been encouraged in bright times, and everything in between. Like, every time we connect and start talking, I leave more encouraged than I came into. So thank you for that, my friend.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
Awesome sauce. Well,
Let's bring Lolly out. Quick. I mean, since we can't hug it out, so
right. Lolly represents hugs.
yeah.
Well, you guys are both super encouraging to me too. I've told you both that privately, but I really enjoy working on this because I get to be here while it's happening and participate, and I learn a lot. It's really been good for me too. So thank you guys for that, both of you. Really, both
Indeed.
of you. Anyway, what's happening at the Soapstone? We know what's happening. It is the holiday parties, and everybody is so into it. It's so fun. I see all of them talking about what they're planning and what they're going to wear and all of that fun stuff. And we've just been having so much fun already. We got started right at the beginning of the month, and we're just going to keep on going till the end. Into welcoming in the new year, and it's just gonna be fun. I have to admit, my favorite thing that's happening of all the cool stuff is getting that chance to go back to the soapstones. And when we've been telling people about that, the Christmas Day adventure of being able to go into those, everybody's like, "Oh, are you kidding me? I get to go back to the day that I first got here." It's exciting. It's exciting.
That's
So
going to be
good.
special, and actually, I mean, just throwing it out there to the team here that's watching. What we're going to be looking to do is basically we'll meet up in the soapstone proper, and then hop through the other 4 previous builds. And if people want to lead a group and be there to kind of kick off those little tours. And I mean, I don't know what it'll lead to in each of those spots, but there's going to be a ton of special moments there where people roll in and they're like, oh yeah, this takes me back because we'll be going back. Mama Bray is so excited for all the holiday partying. Yeah, this is cool. This is going to be a whole bunch of really, really cool experiences. But yeah, like yourself, Lally, I'm looking forward to going back and seeing all the old ones. And
Yeah.
they're published right now. You can't find them, but they're
Oh,
published. We're ready already.
well,
So
that yeah, that's great. But everybody is super energized, and it's going to be great. So look for us this week to be Christmas themed shows, holiday party shows. You know, we're celebrating all manners of holidays right now. Everybody involved, and it's just been so great. Just the people sitting there planning their Christmas songs, and I don't know, it's been really exciting to
good
see
stuff.
everybody working together on that stuff. So
Good
yay.
stuff. All right.
Let's go.
Well, I think that brings us to the end. Lally, thank you for everything that you do. Of course, thanks to
Yes.
the lead team in the Soapstone and all the marquee hosts, all of the certified Soapstone mentors, the certified Soapstone producers, the Soapstars, and all the folks that are there's Soapstars and there's not yet Soapstars. So, so everybody, this has been a fun journey so far, and just getting started.
Let's go.